Greetings, Museifu Shihon Shugi. I am Patrick Smith. Welcome to Disenthrall. Today, we have some stuff to talk about. Some pretty cool stuff, some pretty weird stuff, some surprises, and we'll just get into it. This might be an hour and a half, couple hour stream, just depending on how things go. Very interactive with the people in the comments, though. So if you guys have any questions, comments, things that you'd like us to talk about, well, for the next couple hours, you have access to what is left of Patrick's brain. Good to see you guys already in the comments. Hey, Face Value, Atlas, Rika, good to see you. Mr. Anakin, awesome. So, just to kind of get stuff started, and while we're waiting for people to sort of file into the stream, I want to show you this video that I saw a friend of mine post recently on Facebook, and I had no idea that it was I thought it was recent. I thought he just recently did it, but apparently it was like a year ago or something like that. Check this out.
Different types of anarchists.
Me, Marco Capitalist.
Robert! Shut up! I'm gaming! Fuck!
Drug Arco-Napitalist.
Of course the nap is important to me, bro.
Trump Arco-Nationalist.
I know the drone bombings are happening, but Trump negotiated peace, saved all your asses from a nuclear war with North Korea, you fucking cucks!
Delegarco-Politicalist.
The Libertarian Party. We need more delegates.
Oh my god, I lost my entire shit when he got to... Oh my god, who is that? What's up, man?
What's up, man?
Welcome to the stream.
Nice to see you. Yeah, thanks for having me on.
So today,
My
all
pleasure.
the way from the other side of the world, we have Graham Smith, surprise stream guest. That was his video. That is his mouth behind
That's
us.
what is it, uvula?
Yeah.
Sorry about that, everyone.
That was not the entire video. That was just like a third of it. I didn't want to spoil it all from you. He deserves the views on his channel. Why don't you plug your channel for us real quick so people can find that video?
Yeah, it's YouTube. The channel is Voluntary Japan. If you just search Voluntary Japan, you'll find it. And yeah, check it out.
Awesome. Very cool. So we've got, it's long overdue, Graham. So our relationship started, friendship, whatever it is, us knowing each other started in a really unorthodox way. It started by, I guess, me seeing some posts that you did on Steemit about one Adam Kokesh. And it was like a laundry list. It was like a dossier on all of the weird, like evil, sometimes strange, sometimes weird, sometimes icky and creepy things that you had found that he had done over time. And that was like the first time I saw your name. And this was back when I was, actively putting my support and my activism and my effort behind Kokesh to help him do what he's doing in the world. He's got his freedom book, and I was assisting with that. And I don't want to get into the whole Kokesh thing too much, but this is how it all started. And so then I saw your post about, dude, Jim Jesus, what's up, man?
Has really been far
Yeah,
in
Jim
and
Jesus.
decided to use even go want to do look more like.
Thank you, Jim Jesus, for the $5 and the completely incoherent message. So,
I'm a big Jim Jesus fan, by the way, so it's nice to see him drop in. Yeah, we know each other.
Oh, okay. Well, I think I need to have him on the show next because it'll be another weird one. The first time I saw his name was when he was did a video debunking, I don't know if that's the right word, the nap. So I think we need to get to that one later. But
yeah, and I haven't got into that yet with him. So, but yeah, I actually became aware of him too through the whole Kokesh
really?
thingy debacle. Yeah, more so. I knew of him before with the Lulberts and such, but yeah, that really kicked things off. So Adam Kokesh bringing people together,
Yeah, so I saw I saw your Steemit post about the text messages that were released, and the people that have watched this channel saw the video that I did on that, And when I was kind of researching it 3 weeks before ish, I think I put out the video. I asked everyone involved for questions. I had a bunch of questions for everybody. I think I annoyed the shit out of you with the number of questions that I had. You didn't know who I was. I had some videos on my channel in support of Kokesh, so you are right to be suspicious of my motivations at the time, considering your family was, being threatened in a very real way. And I'm smiling because of what we were talking about before, not because that is at all amusing.
No, I know. I was a bit paranoid at the time, understandably. But after your video really helped, man, because your video was so just dispassionate and so rigorous that I think your video in conjunction with Larkin's video was really kind of a sledgehammer that helped show a lot of people what was really going on. So yeah, I appreciate that, man.
Yeah, for me, the sledgehammer was the response by his little campaign dude. It was like a 2-hour marathon video of barely coherent anything. I don't want to rehash the whole Kokesh thing. I just wanted to kind of let people know that like that was the battle of the war where Graham and I once fought together, and that's kind of where things started. And so since then, we've been friends on Facebook, and I've noticed a trend, Grim. I've noticed that you seem to be better than me at identifying bad people, at least faster than me at identifying bad people, because multiple times you've identified some maybe less genuous actors, and you call them out. And you're a little edgy sometimes when you call them out. And when I first see you calling them out, I'm like, did it really warrant being that harsh on them? And then, 3 months later, after I've cut them slack, it turns out to be, oh, well, he was right. He was right the whole time.
Yeah,
so,
I mean, I'm not always right, but my kind of litmus for that is if someone is, willing to be human, like if someone comes to me with any kind of argument or claim, like, hey, your mom tried to kill me last weekend. It's ridiculous, knowing my mom, but I'll listen to him. And the pattern I've noticed with the people that, you're referring to is right off the bat, an immediate kind of lack of, I guess, humanity or someone, they don't really care about knowing the truth. It's more of the tribal thing, and the truth hurts, and people that love the truth will follow the truth. Even if, Adam Kokesh was a big hero of mine, to tell the truth. And, when he switched to that kind of this funky thing of, becoming America needs a leader and whatnot, it kind of, threw up the buzzers. So I asked him about it, and the response was really personally kind of strange. So for me, that's the BS detector. It's not always right, but it tends to be right in my experience. But I am trying to be a bit more compassionate and not so edgy, but sometimes people like that, and I think the other people you reference, they don't really give a shit if you make a solid argument. So you kind of have to just throw the shit back in their face is my experience.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. That's my approach to the whole thing.
The other side of that, though, and I think this is why I'm a little, I cut people maybe more slack than I should, is that I see public figures, whatever the hell that means. I see people that take time out of their day to make content like this get attacked by so many people for nonsense, man. Just like nonsense. And being in a position where, you make videos, obviously, we led the stream with one, but you get attacked by just random people that think, you care about their opinions, and like, there's always drama. And so I ignore most of that. And so when I see people like, oh, Kokesh did blah, 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 my first response is, okay, well, there's probably exaggerations there. There's probably some inconsistencies there, inaccuracies there, some bias there, and I move on. But then when it keeps happening, and then, there's outright proof, we have to say something. Otherwise, we're being irresponsible with our principles. So good on you for doing that, by the way.
Totally. And I totally agree with you, Patrick. And actually what a lot of people don't see, I think, is the initial 100 comment threads or exchange of messages and emails that lead up to the point where I finally just kind of, I guess, snap, as it were, and say, all right, this guy's, not genuine. But a lot of that stuff is below the radar. I totally agree, though, that we have to, there's so much bullshit floating around, especially with people that work hard to make content. People just dogpiling. Well, I disagree with this little minute thing and blah, blah, blah. So,
Yeah.
but yeah.
Well,
Anyway, it's been good for me to get to know you via trashing other people.
Your first contact with me was being badgered with questions about a sensitive subject and then blocking me, rightfully so. So I don't have any other connections with anybody right now that began quite like that. So that was interesting.
Yeah.
We didn't really, for the people that don't know you, can you tell us who you are, where you are, why you're there, and what you've been up to?
Yeah. I'm originally from Northwest Indiana, about an hour south of Chicago. I was since I was a kid, into libertarian-ish things, but I didn't know that's what they were. I mean, my dad was kind of a polarizing figure. He was always talking about the Revolutionary War, and he actually gave my mom an excuse once when I didn't want to do homework or something. He said something about the founding fathers not standing up for oppression. So I had this extreme influence in my life. But I went to university to be an elementary school teacher, and in that process read extracurricular books that totally flipped me out and turned me on to the unschooling movement, which would lead me to not take a job. And I wanted to not get stuck in my hometown for the rest of my life. So I found a job in Japan teaching English, which was not at a public school. Came here with kind of a secret plan to stay here because I thought I would probably like it, and I totally did. And about 3 years into my stay here, I became an anarcho-capitalist, which you said in Japanese at the opening of the show.
That's right. Museifu Shihon Shugi.
That's it. Yeah. And I was a Ron Paul guy back in the States. I did marches and stuff, but so I'm here now. I was teaching English for a long time. I still do part-time. I'm writing for Bitcoin.com.
Yeah, you are.
And
well too, I might add. Good stuff.
Cheers, thank you. Yeah, thanks. And doing that, and I have there's a free school down the street from our house, which is based on the unschooling philosophy, which is extremely rare here in Japan. So what I try to do with Voluntary Japan is spread the philosophy of unschooling, free schooling, individual self-ownership, economics, cryptocurrency, Austrian economics or whatever. And also share with the Western audience some aspects of Japanese culture that are actually pretty anarcho-capitalist that a lot of people don't know about on a one-to-one, day-to-day level. So that's kind of everything in a nutshell. But and throughout, all the Facebook debates and whatnot, I've met a bunch of awesome people, and including you. And so I really appreciate you having me on today, man.
Man, if you're ever in the States, I hope you drop by.
You're a hard-working mother.
I've been trying.
Yeah, I will.
And so, background on me, I have always wanted to learn other languages and become multilingual just because, I don't know, it sounds like an amazing mental challenge and a really cool, useful skill to learn. And the language I began, this was 15 years ago, trying to learn was Japanese. And that was probably the worst one for me to start trying to become multilingual with. But I had no one to speak it with, and it was a total flop. But I love the sound of the language. I love the way it feels. And so I see your posts on Facebook where you're studying the hard stuff, right? Like learning what do you call it? The alphabet.
The kanji, the Chinese characters.
Chinese.
Yeah, kanji.
Right.
Yeah. Well, it's Japanese now, but it's imported from China. So there's three character sets, right? There's the hiragana, katakana, and kanji, which are the hardest ones. So, that's part of the reason I wanted to come here is because I just wanted to be in a kind of totally alien environment and enjoy that experience,
Yeah, and you're married now, right?
Yeah, that's killer. Yes, I am. Yeah, I didn't tell people a lot of the reason I came here was to find a wife.
Oh, okay.
That's usually not viewed as a good thing, but no, I just thought maybe I could find something here. And I did get married back in 2012. So
Rika
and,
says,
have a 6-year-old son.
Rika says, Graham's story woke me up to Kokesh's douchebaggery. So, you know, you putting yourself out there was useful. It was effective.
Thanks, Rika. Yeah, and the messages I got, man, in my inbox were crazy too. There's a lot of people that didn't want to publicly say stuff, and I can't share their stories, but I'm glad that, I'm glad about that. I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah. There's for everything I said in that video, there's 3 things I didn't say. But, you know, I was really concerned with being very accurate and very careful with what I said, because the best way to eliminate yourself from being taken seriously when criticizing somebody that someone is emotionally attached to is to not be precise and accurate and what was the word you used earlier? Unemotional?
Dispassionate, yeah.
Dispassionate, yeah. Okay.
Dispassionate, yeah.
Phobes nailed the background of the video. I was wondering if anybody was going to guess the game that was from Mass Effect 3. Yes, you nailed it. Well done. Yes, Anakin, he is in Japan. We were just talking about that. Somebody asked if the nuclear reactor was still leaking. I thought there was a documentary on that recently.
You know, it probably is, but the news media here does not cover that stuff. The media in America is really whack and propagandized, but the solution in Japan is it's whack and propagandized, but they also just don't show you shit. So, you know, you don't hear a lot about it.
Face Value says you woke him up about Adam too. So there's somebody else right there.
Cool. Yeah. I'm glad to hear that. It helped me see too who was really, you know, kind of my ally as well, who would believe the evidence at the cost of a bit of emotional pain, and who wouldn't. But
James Flynn says, James Flynn says, I unsubscribed from your whiny channel and I still get notifications. That sucks. Hey, thanks for stopping by long enough to give me the view. The activity helps the view counts and the engagement. So, you know, what's his name?
Thanks, James.
Yeah. Thanks, James. I'm blanking. Eric July, as Eric July says, monetize the haters. So thanks for stopping by to drop that comment. I appreciate it. Feel free to do that as often as you'd like.